All right, guys, welcome to the video. Jason, freefromvacationfees.com. You've seen my last videos, and I'm going to sort of build on those last videos. Your timeshare, trying to get out of your timeshare is a math problem. Timeshare is a scam. There's no doubt about it. It is a bad, horrendous, horrific waste of your money. You probably wake up every day in a pissed off mood wondering, how can I be so stupid? Or a lot of what I get on the phone all the time is, I always thought I was the one who would have never said yes in that timeshare meeting. And that's when people make the mistake. They get a free voucher in the mail for a weekend stay somewhere, as long as they sit through a 45-minute meeting. So in their minds, they're saying, well, I'm never going to invest. I'm never going to buy a timeshare. I'm just going to go and get my free stuff. Well, that meeting ends up being 6, 7, 8 hours long, and you wind up buying a stupid, open-air waste of money that's going to make your life hell because it's putting you further and further in freaking debt. But remember, that's the way you thought. They know before you show up that you think like this. They know it. They're counting on it. In fact, the people who are the hardest to convert, they typically have the easiest time converting because they understand psychology. Timeshare salespeople are ruthless. They're very skilled for the most part, and they're not sticking you when you get to those meetings with the worst salespeople. That's why they bring in one guy, and then they bring in a guy who's higher up who can okay a better deal for you, and then they bring another guy who can even okay another one. It's all scripted out BS. Well, a lot of these guys are now in the exit industry, and you see them on advertisements, and they're all falsely, how do I want to call it? They elicit false sentiment. They try to sympathize with you, or feel for you, or make it seem like they have your best interest at heart. These are the same people who actually sold you the freaking timeshare to start with. They've just changed industries. 70% of them have sold timeshare in their past life. It's the bottom line. If you keep it a math problem, okay, you can avoid a lot of BS. Now, that's my little rant. This video is not going to be very long, but just following it up. The reason why they want both you and your wife or your partner in the timeshare meeting at one time is because you feed off of each other. One of you they know is going to be the highly emotional one. And contrary to popular belief, a lot of times it's the guy. I've had guys call me up wanting out of their timeshare because they are idiots and made stupid choices and put their family in a really burdensome situation because they would not listen to their wives about how bad of an investment timeshare was. But it goes both ways, okay? So the bottom line is, the way you will get out of your timeshare is by eliminating the freaking emotion out of getting out and making it a math problem. Money is incredibly emotional. People get divorced. The number one reason for divorce, emotion. So make sure your wife or your husband is watching this video with you because it's freaking emotion that's going to do it. And if you can both see the math, you can see how to think about this. So the bottom line is that there's two situations, and I'm only going to take about 5 minutes to run through this. Either you owe money or you don't. It's that simple. If you owe money, you have a mortgage. And typically those are monthly payments. Now you're also going to have a maintenance fee. And that average maintenance fee is typically around $1,000. Okay, I've seen them lower, I've seen them higher. That's about the average of what it's going to be. Your monthly mortgage, typically somewhere around that $200 to $300 per month range. And a very common amount that people owe is $20,000. That's a very common amount. You might owe more, you might owe less, okay? If you don't owe, then of course you have it paid off and you just have the maintenance fee, which is typically, again, $1,000. So, this will be the easy scenario. Whichever one is you, just follow along. The only reason I do this is so simple, but most people I talk to on the phone have not done this, okay? So, let me run through this real quick. If you don't owe and you owe $1,000, typically what you're going to do is, let's say you have paid off $20,000 of that. So you have paid down the mortgage of $20,000. That's off. Now you're saying, I want to get out of that $1,000. So I want to get out of my timeshare. Typically what you're going to do is you're going to try to sell that timeshare. And when you try to sell it, you're going to post it, and you're going to try to recoup some of that $20,000 you spent. It happens all the time. This is the way people think. They think they're going to recoup this. And so they hate this timeshare. It's nothing but a waste of money. They dread the special assessments. They dread the lies. They dread not being able to use their timeshare when they want. And yet, they're going to try to sell it to some poor, unsuspecting schmuck who's going to take it over and stick somebody else with it. It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't, unless this person knows what they're getting into. But anyway, they try to sell it. But here's what you don't understand. Okay? Less than 1% resell. Those numbers are actually bullshit, but that's the stat you're going to see. It's far less than that. The reason it's far less than that is because they're not counting all the ones who are not currently listed, yet they're trying to be sold. They're not counting those. This number is probably more like 0.5%. In short, you're not going to be lucky enough to be 0.5%, which is a half out of 100. It won't be you, no matter how nice your timeshare is. People don't want timeshare. It is garbage. It is a waste of money. It is shit. They don't want it, okay? But you're never going to hear this. If you go to Tug, if you go to any other forums, if you go to anything else, what are they going to preach? Oh, just try to sell it. Try to sell it. Try to sell it. It's loaded with idiots who believe you can actually sell it. Most of the people I talk to on the phone have spent 2 years trying to sell. That's the average. They spent 2 years mulling the situation over, thinking they can sell. But it doesn't happen. Okay? So now they're out $2,000 because they spent 2 years at a $1,000 maintenance fee. Okay? And every morning waking up saying they wish they were out of this, but they just stick there and they spend an extra $2,000. Okay? Versus if they would have just taken that money up front, done a transfer, spent around $2,000. Okay? A lot of times you can get them for $1,500 or less, but sometimes, they're up to $2,500. And an attorney will typically charge you somewhere in the neighborhood of $5,000. Okay? In any event, if they had just gone with one of these, you'd be out. Now you're still stuck in it, paying $1,000 per year. Over the course of 10 years, you have another $10,000 out of pocket. The math is simple, okay? Over 2 years, you're spending $2,000, or you can spend it right now and be out. And if you're out right now, okay, if you're still not out in 2 years, you're going to spend another $1,000. That's going to take your bill up to $3,000. And then if you spend another one, it's going to be up to $4,000. Every year, it's $1,000, okay, of your money just being wasted on garbage. Plain and simple. So if you want out and you're desperate to get out and you don't owe money, that's how you think about it. With the realization you're not going to be able to sell it, it won't happen, so don't waste your time, okay? And also that getting out will not be free. That is bullshit to believe that it's going to be free, okay? It's bullshit. It is a lie. Unless you're able to call your contact your timeshare company, it's not going to be free. Okay? Because when you're selling, it's costing you $1,000 every year to try to get out of it. 2 years, you spent $2,000. It won't be free. Idiots who promote it's going to be free are just that. They're stupid. It won't be unless you get really lucky, which you're probably not going to do. Okay? Believing it's going to be free is running the same lines of believing somehow you're going to show up in a timeshare presentation, and when you buy that timeshare, you're going to be able to vacation for a lot less money. It's such a good deal because it's going to be so much less money if I have a timeshare to go on this brilliant vacation. But what they don't tell you is you're still going to pay for plane tickets, all your food, all your drinks, everything else, and in the long run, it's going to wind up being the same price, but you're stuck in that timeshare at $1,000 per month. That's what I don't tell you, but it's that free bargain mentality that keeps you stuck in the timeshare, okay? If you owe money and have a mortgage, the math is virtually the same, okay? Over 2 years, you are going to spend $2,000. Let's say you're spending a measly $250. Let's call it $300. $300 is a very common one per month. Let's say you're paying $300 per month, okay, on that mortgage fee. Per month on that mortgage fee. Over the course of 10 months, it's $3,000. Over the course of 20 months, it's $6,000. Over the course of 24 months, you're paying $3,600. Okay, right? So over 2 years, you're going to be paying $3,600 for a grand total of $5,600. Again, most people sit in their timeshare, they mull it over. How can I get out? What should I do? Instead of acting. Because there's so much freaking confusing information. They don't just act, they mull it over. And the average is they mull it over for 2 years. Okay? Here's what they don't get if they owe money. Typically, a rate, okay, a standard interest rate on a timeshare mortgage on the low end typically is 6%. That's interest. 6% on $20,000, okay? 6% on $1,000 is $60. 60 times 10 is $600. You're looking at $1,200 in interest payments. Again, do the math. It would be 6% times $20,000. Okay? 6% of $1,000 is $60. Okay? Then it's just 60 times 20. 1,200. Hopefully I did my math right. Simple math. $1,200 of that $3,600, okay, you're paying is likely just interest. It's not even going towards your actual mortgage. This is how you get screwed when you buy into a timeshare. Everybody has gotten screwed because almost everybody has a mortgage. You get screwed, okay? And all these smooth talking exit companies now, okay, who will finance and do all sorts of other stuff, these are the same guys who stuck you in this bullshit. All right? So, the bottom line is that's what it's going to be costing you, only it's going to be more than that because you have an interest payment. Okay? So 2 years, $5,600. Or, again, you can get out. Typically, you're going to get out. Let me go back to black, and then I'll wrap up. You're going to get out by disputing it. Disputing the contract. And this is very easy to do. It's not very easy. It's complex, but it's straightforward. The reason is because anybody who's been sold a timeshare has been lied to. They've been lied to either with the financing, they've been lied to with the fees, they've been lied to with some smooth talking salesman telling them, oh, your fees will never go on, or oh, you can use the timeshare whatever you want to. Everything's a freaking lie. Or even worse, it's partial truth. Okay? And so, that's the way to get out. You dispute the lies that the timeshare company told you by submitting documentation and letters, okay? And the way you do this is either by working with an attorney, okay? I am not an attorney, so I strongly suggest you consult qualified legal counsel, or there's a lot of transfer companies and exit companies that will also work along the lines of dispute, and typically it's under the guise of consumer advocacy, okay? But it's just disputing the lies you were told with the goal of getting you out of the bulk of the $20,000 or whatever you owe, okay? That's typically the way it works. And a common cost on an attorney, again, a very common cost is $5,000. Don't quote me. Now there's a lot of competition out there, and so the prices are decreasing. But typically it's $5,000. Through a transfer company, yes, typically you're running anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000. It does tend to be a little bit more money here than with a straightforward transfer, but in any event, it's similar. It's similar. Okay, so we here at Free From Vacation Fees do not do this in-house. What we do is we work with a group of consumer advocacy companies, okay, who also handle transfers and things like that. They're highly rated, they're great at what they do, and they have a lot of experience in the timeshare industry. So if you contact me, basically what we're going to do is we are going to get you in touch with our associate consumer advocacy companies, okay, and they're going to go about getting you out that way. Again, it's important that you work with somebody who actually does the job, which means that they guarantee in writing that you're going to get out. But you have to do your research. Again, you've never met me, you don't know me. It is a scammy freaking industry, so don't believe anything I say. Take all this, if one or two of you are watching it, do your research, okay? Compare your notes. The bottom line is, typically people are going to use an attorney. A lot of attorneys are absolute scammers. They're going to charge you a shitload of money, and the fees are going to keep going up. So just because they have the stamp next to the name of being an attorney does not mean shit, okay? Although, by law, I'm required to tell you, I'm not an attorney. Please consult qualified legal counsel. But in any event, find a good company. That is the math of what you're dealing with. If you pay this over 2 years, $5,600, and you can get out right now for $5,000, that's not actually a bad deal. But if you can get out, typically what we charge, okay, down here is somewhere right around $2,000, and for many timeshares, it can be right around that $1,800 mark. Okay, but then for some others, it does come up around $2,400. Do the math. If you can get out right now, okay, paying this, getting most of that $20,000 back, okay, or versus if you stay in for the next 2 years, you're paying $5,600, you still owe the bulk of that because most of that is interest, plus you're paying those yearly maintenance fees. It's not even close. You can get out right now for literally 10% of what you actually owe. That is why it's really stupid that believing that you can get out for free keeps you stuck in a timeshare, okay? Nobody's going to do the work for you for free. You're not going to hire an attorney for free. You're not going to hire a consumer advocate for free. We live in a capitalist society, okay? You pay people to do the work, and specifically you want to look for reputable people who do the actual work at a reasonable price. But believing idiots on forums who tell you everything's free, just try to sell it, is stupid. It doesn't work that way. It's the same morons telling you this who have gotten stuck in 1 or 2 or 3 timeshares. It's stupid, okay? So if you found this video useful, I took a lot of your time, please subscribe to the channel. The subscription is going to be below. That's going to boost me up to the top so I can be on the top and give people actually good information about getting out of their timeshare instead of bullshit. Like the video. That's also going to help it be more popular on YouTube. And you can visit the website, freefromvacationfees.com. Get some more information there and also contact me there. Again, please subscribe before you leave. I really appreciate it. Until next time, best of luck to you.